next step in my counselling journey, level 3, and I am properly excited about this one. So back in April, I completed the level 2 foundation, and that was really interesting, 10 weeks long. But my main issue with it was that it was entirely remote. So for work, I am staring at a computer screen, bouncing between team calls most of the time. And to go from that to a learning program in the evenings, which was again entirely virtual, I found that draining and disconnected. That natural conversation that you would have, that banter, if people are all in the same room, wasn't really there. And sometimes the conversation would feel a bit awkward, a bit stunted as a result. So while I enjoyed the content, I felt quite strongly that moving on to level 3, I have to do that in person. Unfortunately, I've been able to find a course to accommodate that. So I'm doing my level 3 with a provider called Heartwood Counselling, and I did my level 2 with Keys Counselling Training. And at the time of recording, I've started the course 2 weeks ago, so I'm 2 weeks in now. And the difference is night and day. You're walking into the room, you're walking and talking. The conversation and discussion in between exercises, you go for lunch, you're walking and talking. It feels so much more engaging, spontaneous, and just natural how things are playing out. There's a group of 10 of us. I think it's a really good group, a really cool group of people, very diverse in terms of gender, ethnicity, and yeah, I'm just really glad about the decision to do it in person. It just feels so different than doing it through a screen. And also another big difference I've noticed is in the emphasis on self-reflection. So there were bits of it at level 2, but now at level 3 it feels so much more. I'll give you an example. So an exercise that we did last week, again at the time of recording, it was called, what was it called? Safe calibration. I'm losing my words. Which was where we basically partnered up and we basically had to tell a story to our partner. Now we weren't given any sort of guidance or clues in terms of, tell this particular story, include these particular topics. It was just tell a story up to this point. And it was interesting because, as I was thinking about how to do this, I was kind of like, all right, cool, I'm thinking of this particular timeline, these particular events, these particular people, but I am purposefully omitting certain things that have happened along this timeline. And the journals that we're asked to complete after each week they're not just play by play, I did A, B, and C. We have to break down literally each exercise and each discussion we've had and reflect on them. And for this like story sharing thing that we did, I can use the journal to then talk about, purposefully I left out certain things for this particular reason, and I noticed, it made me feel like this. I was thinking these particular thoughts around it, and it's just so much more focused and structured than what we were doing at level 2. And the bigger picture, I think, is really about building that self-awareness as a counsellor, so that when you are stepping into that room with a client and helping them explore their issues, you are also very aware and very cognizant of what's happening within yourself, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. So yeah, I again only after just 2 weeks I've noticed that, and I find it really interesting. And I've basically decided at this point, yes, I'm going the full way. I'm going to do the level 4, and I have been thinking, okay, well, after that, what do I do? Do I go into employment? Do I go into a private practice? And regardless, what is the path? What do I feel drawn to help people with? So I am having that conversation internally about what areas do I feel drawn to, and whether at level 4 do I specialize in something. For example, like relationship counselling is something that I've seen and something that really, the dynamics of relationships just really grab my interest. And there is a level 4 with an organisation called Relate, which is purely focused on relationship counselling. And my thought process is, do I immediately start to specialise, or do something a bit more general and keep options open until I have, finished at level 4? So it's kind of like, well, do I get a head start of 2 years by just specialising straight away, but potentially lock off other options, or keep those options open but enter the market, so to speak, with a bit more of a generalist skill set? I've got time, so I can think on that and figure out in time what really clicks for me. But I don't want this to drag on too long. Again, really just an introduction to my introduction to level 3 and how I'm feeling about it so far. Really enjoying it. Really enjoying the group of people that I'm getting to meet and learn more about and engage with. And we've got a bank holiday coming up, so there won't be a class next week, but the week after that will be the 3rd session. So again, getting a bit more practical, really looking forward to the skills practice there. And of course, I will keep you updated on my thoughts and use this as a medium to reflect. So thank you for watching. See you soon.